Okay, I got a new one for you guys. I keep a notebook here whenever these inspirational moments come through, and I'm able to write them down. And last night, I realized what my definition of success is, and that's a big step. Because I noticed that there's a lot of success talk out there about how to become successful and what it means to be successful, and I'm willing to bet that that causes a lot of stress for people who don't know what success means to them. So they adopt other people's values or their methods and they apply them and they get the results, but they don't feel successful. And success without fulfillment is failure, most likely. At least that's how it has felt for a long time for me. And last night, I can honestly say that I finally connected with my inner success and what that means to me. And before we've talked about, infatuations and resentments. We've talked about the law of attraction a little bit and abandoning the forms in which things present themselves. So if you have a form of success that isn't truly yours, like your authentic self is not connecting with that success, then that is not your success, and you'll probably experience it as feelings of failure. So if you're constantly looking for success in a certain way that's not authentic or true to your highest values, you're never going to find it. And you spend probably a lot of your life looking for these levels of success and feeling frustrated and a little bit maybe even defeated. And if you haven't, then cool, but I have experienced that a lot, actually. These past couple years up until this point, I can tell you I have been through enough to know finally that I'm getting to the inner gold, finally, after all this time of really working with the shadows, and the so-called shadows, at least the illusions, working with the illusions. And so I'm going to share with you my idea of success, and hopefully it will open your mind and broaden your willingness to experience levels of success that maybe you hadn't thought of. And so my personal success, a successful day to me, is a day in which, when I'm laying in bed before I fall asleep, that I have nothing left more to say than thank you. Now think about that for a while. For me, that changed everything overnight. Again, I'm on a roll these days. I thought success for a while was, having some sort of financial security, and then I thought maybe it was relationship security, and then maybe job security, and maybe success was just security. And that wasn't it, because even when I was secure, I still felt like a failure. And so I went on this sort of success journey for this high-speed moment in my life, and I was getting really good at it. Really good at, I guess, mimicking or modeling myself after my other models, my leaders, in looking for success and results using their methods in their way. And it did bring me a certain level of peace, but there is a piece of us that is unique, and not every external model or form can capture that or feel that or make sense of that. That's the beautiful thing about being human. It's unique. No matter what I say, you still have to find it out on your own and what it means to you on your own level, in your own way. So most of what I'm saying could actually be just me and have nothing to do with anyone else. I don't know. But no one told me that, actually. No one told me that no matter how much I read or experienced, that there would be these moments, these just mind-blowing moments of finding myself. You get a lot of, aggressive, tough love, like you have to think for yourself. Well, if I'm not happy, then thinking for myself in my own ways have not worked out for me up until this point. You have to make your own decisions. Well, if I keep making decisions based on information I don't know, then that's obviously not working. So we have to, in a way, sometimes, it's the same thing with when people, they adopt religion or a spiritual practice. We have to call on a higher power, which is basically a level of thinking that is beyond our own. You cannot solve a problem with the same level of thinking that created it. So maybe you don't have to think for yourself right now. Maybe you can't. Maybe you need to make better decisions, but you don't know how. And that is okay. Try out many different perspectives as possible until you find your own, because ultimately that's what this whole path is for. The purpose of life is to expand, extend, and channel through our greatest expressions of love. That is the ultimate highest value for us all. I think that's the one thing that unites us, and we're here to express that love in unique ways. That's why we're all different. So, to express love would be a form of success. How many people have you shared loving thoughts with today? It doesn't mean the amount. That's just the way to think, you know. How many loving thoughts have I generated for myself? If you don't have anyone around that you're wanting to express love to in that way in this moment. So, I was laying in bed last night and meditating and going through everything, and I realized that there wasn't a single thing that I couldn't say thank you for. Not a single thing, no matter how much I've been criticized and blamed and rejected, and every single so-called negative aspect in my life brought me to a level of tears of gratitude. Every single thing. And that's when I realized, because that's usually how it works for me. I go through this sort of running through the past and seeing if there's anything that I have an emotional reaction to. Because if I do, then it's something I have to work on. So I've gotten into the pattern of doing this, going, okay, what happened today? Do I feel bad about that? Why do I feel bad? And if I'm feeling bad, then what good am I not looking at? And how does the good and the bad serve me in the long run? And how is it serving me right now? You see, when you're in that moment of gratitude, everything up until that point played its part. You could not feel love in the moment if everything in your past wasn't there. That is amazing. All the people that have hurt you or done anything, all the blames you've projected or accepted, all of that, when you finally make it to a state where you can say thank you and mean it from the depths of your soul and never wish that it would have been any different in any other way, because right now your state of love is so deep that nothing could ever challenge that. Not your memories, not your projections, not your expectations. Nothing can challenge that moment at that point in time, because there's nothing to challenge. Just love and gratitude. And that's when all that added up to me, again, in me and through me, I finally saw what success was. And success for me is nothing more than having the words thank you attached to every single thought and emotion that could cross me in that moment. That was amazing. It kept me up for a little while, and I had, I was crying a little bit. Okay, I was crying a lot. But yeah, that it wasn't tears of joy or sorrow. It was literally being in the middle of the storm of life. Sometimes when it looks like that, this hurricane going around us of thoughts and feelings and actions and ideas and perspectives and this and that, and in the middle of it, I'm just, thank you. This has served me for this moment. This has served me. In fact, this is all serving me at this moment. I'm feeling something that I've never felt with anyone else in my life. Ever. I've never shared a moment like that. I've never had a moment like that. And so, all of that coming together and saying, you had a very successful day. You were able to find yet another peaceful fraction of your own self-love and you can thank everyone else for it. It has been a successful, great day. And so, success and failure are the illusions we put on ourselves. But ultimately, there's love in between. And when you are loving and you're fulfilled, then you see how your failures and successes are the same thing. And they're just here to bring you more love and keep you authentic to your highest values. And when you realize that and put it all together, you don't have anything other than gratitude. That is amazing, you know? And maybe it works for you to think that way, and maybe it doesn't, but how would you ever know if you haven't tried? Maybe that's an experience that you've attracted in your life through me to share with you, to give you a little bit more peace of heart rather than just peace of mind. They usually come hand in hand, but it depends on what areas we're working with at the time. So yeah, I'm just in love today. I'm in love today, and I was in love yesterday, and now I'm more in love today, and someday I'll probably not be. We're all here, and we all experience love, and our awareness is always expanding, so we're always finding ways that we need to expand more love. So it's gonna happen, you know. It's gonna happen where we have these epiphanies that completely annihilate our lives, and we want to live in that state constantly. But there is no up without a down, and there's no in without an out, and there's no here without a gone. So I have to remember to remain humble in my experience and know that it's sort of like being kissed by your dream date as she walks by and never comes back. So that's what I wanted to share, and I went on a little bit longer than usual, but don't I usually anyway? So I guess I went on as long as usual. And yeah, just really think about what success means to you and how that feels. And you'd be surprised that perhaps the form that you've been searching for is nowhere near the feeling you already carry with yourself. So enjoy the day. Literally get in the joy of today and be thankful to be alive. Because we don't ever know when we won't have that chance, and we don't even know how we got it in the first place. So it's a gift. Enjoy the day. I love you guys. You guys, yes!